Hello everyone, Manathrall here, and welcome to another boss battle. Been having kind of a little bit of fun with these, so I figured I want to keep them up until, I get to all the bosses that I'm really kind of used to fighting, and then I'll go and experiment with other ones that I'm not used to, and kind of get at least decent at them before I start making videos for you guys on them. But today we're going to be doing the Dagannoth Kings. Now, I will say this. I have fought these on my Iron Man account. Now, what I usually do is, well, you actually see Prime right here, is I will actually fight him and just him with my hardcore account yet. That's mostly because he's not geared the way I want him to be geared. But if you're going to fight all of them, and you want to be in an instance. Okay, I am lagging like crazy. It's starting to actually... Oh, that's not good. Okay, come on. Don't auto-attack. Don't. Come on, we're attacking Rex. Yeah, I'm actually in a very bad position right now. So, I'm actually going to teleport. I'm going to have to come back to it. Because that momentary lapse in lag enabled for all three of them to start attacking me, which is really not good. So what you want to do, since the other two have like a ranged combat, you actually do want to start with Prime. And for whatever reason, I had a crap ton of lag whenever I went down there, and it was just long enough that they spawned before I was able to do anything. But anyway, on the way there again, I will discuss the gear setup. I only have the body and legs of each combat style, because you're going to need all three combat styles for this, unless you use hybrid. A hybrid can be nice because you're no longer weak to anything, but it's bad because you're no longer strong against anything. So there's a little bit of a pro and there's a little bit of a con to that. I guess this will actually help you guys too if you guys are curious to see how you actually get to the Dagannoth Kings. Which, to be honest, it's actually fairly simple to get to them. You'll primarily come across, well, there's actually a good amount of range, but you'll come across a lot of melee and magic as well. So just go ahead and wear your mage gear as you go through here. But what I like to do is I like to have Demon Horn. This actually will help me keep my prayer up there, because prayer is actually very handy when it comes to Dagannoth Kings. And then to top it off, yeah, I use a hybrid helm and boots as well as gloves. This way I'm not influencing my combat styles too heavily, but also kind of boosting them at least a little bit. Whatever your best hybrid helmet, gloves, and boots are, that's what I would go for. It's the same as goes for the cape. You know, you want a hybrid of those as well. You can see this, to get to them is kind of a pain, so if you can get your hands on, or if you can buy Dagannoth King Teleport, I would strongly suggest doing that route. It's not that, well, if you're lower level, some of this stuff could be actually potentially threatening. And I'm sorry, I just noticed that my OBS, for whatever reason, is not recording any audio except for my voice. That's alright, you're just missing out on sound effects, so don't worry. I don't know why it's not doing that, but it is, so I'm sorry about that, guys. They try to use Surge when you can, if you have it. I would, honestly, if you don't have Surge before you come here, you might be in a hard position. It's not really a high level ability. Surge is only level 30 magic, so you'd be in for some hard times if you came here without being able to do that. For the minimum requirement, at least to fight Prime, which is the melee one, I would say you would at least need to be able to, there we go. You should be able to at least have magic up there pretty good, and you want to be able to have at least a level 70. Now, the reason why I have the level 70 staff, because I do have the chaotic staff, is because, well, I had one, and I decided I was going to use it. So you want to go as quickly as you can to this corner here, and if you have normal, you'll be alright. See? Now, for these guys, though, you do not want to have AoE. So you'll notice I'm actually pulling my AoE attacks away. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if I do AoE, especially in the beginning, it could actually cost me very greatly in the battle itself. And if you noticed also, my initial setup, it was, okay, now he's by himself. You see, the initial fight here is actually the hardest. But yeah, I mean, once you get started, and also when you do instance, you want to go for a normal spawn speed. The reason I say that is unless you can kill them really fast, which I know some people can, but unless you can kill them really fast, you're actually putting yourself in a lot of risk and a lot of danger. And also, a lot of my gear all has the anti-venom, because the little guys that are surrounding you can poison you. So now you're actually seeing the main thing of the combat, which now it's actually getting a lot easier. See, normally I know I had the Blood Fury, but all things considered with these guys, it's not the greatest of ideas. I accidentally hit Surge instead of my other ability. Because keeping your adrenaline up there in between the fights is actually a very good idea. It'll help you stay charged up. It'll help you stay able to keep bursting through your thresholds, which honestly with these guys, the thresholds is where it's mostly at. And that's mostly because you have a lot more damage output if you do it this way. And if you want to, you can use stuff like the tendril abilities. It's a good ability, but do keep in mind it will hurt you a bit. So with these guys, I want to put my freedom here in my hotbar. This way, I also have two abilities in case there's a lot of downtime. Thus keeping my capability up, but not wasting certain things. But as you can see now it's pretty well simple. Oh, Prime is... I'm sorry about earlier. Prime is not the easiest one to attack. He's actually one of the hardest ones to attack. It was the Rex. Rex is the easier one. Yeah, Supreme is your ranged. He's not too bad to fight. And if you're using one-handed abilities, you'll be pretty good with him. Well, two-handed abilities. I say do two-handed abilities because, well, it's for the sake of your inventory space. Unless you have, the room for it, then by all means go right ahead. But, yeah, see, Rex is the easiest of them all. Rex, you can sit in this corner up here and just kind of camp him. Prime will get kind of close. He'll make you a little bit nervous, but nothing too much to worry about. And also, you'll notice I didn't remove my Corruption Blast from the lineup. And the main reason why I didn't remove the Corruption Blast is because while it is an AoE, it doesn't exactly hit like a normal AoE attack. It does damage to other nearby targets, but it does not generate threat. It doesn't lure them in. So you're kind of in a safe pocket. So I think that's actually going to be it for this video because it's very simple. Prime you want to use range because Prime is the magic version. Supreme is the range version, so you want to use melee. And Rex is the melee, so you want to use mage. And like I said before, the hardest part about this is just the initial setup. Once you got the setup going, once you get through that whole mess, you're pretty good. As you can see right now, I'm pretty much set. I mean, I'll probably be able to be here easily for an hour fighting these Dagannoth kings. Now, I will say, yes, I do have a lot of level 80 weapons and even higher as far as equipment goes. Well, defensive armor, but nothing too dramatically over the top. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this helps you at all whenever you're fighting the Dagannoth Kings. If you have any questions about the Dagannoth Kings or any boss that I've covered, please let me know and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And if there's certain gear, as always, that you want to see tried out, because like maybe you can only use certain gear, I can try it out and see what's the best way for it. You just got to keep in mind then of my player stats versus your player stats, because that's something I can't quite adjust. So, that'll do it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, later guys.